Good afternoon. Thank you for joining. I'm happy to have this conversation with you. Just wanted to take a couple minutes to reflect back on like the period that we worked together. Just kind of get a sense of your feeling, the experience of our collaboration, maybe for the people watching, how it's been. Let's just dive in, kick off. Maybe you can say a couple of words about who you are, your background, and the business that you're running.
Okay. Hi, I'm Sue Lin. I'm 28 years old. I'm from the Netherlands and I'm running a marketing agency and specifically a Pinterest ads marketing agency for e-commerce.
Perfect.
And I've been doing that for the past year, a little bit longer than a year.
And maybe interesting for the listeners as well. You used to have your own business when it comes to like the clients that you're now supporting, right?
Yeah, before I used to be kind of my own client, or I could have been my own client. So I used to do dropshipping for 2.5 years on Pinterest. So I only used Pinterest ads for the stores.
Gotcha. And like we started to work together, I guess, at the beginning of this year, which has been a few months already ago. At that point, like how did it go? Like how did you decide to kind of like start the collaboration, the mentorship? What situation were you at that time?
So I was making quite consistent, like a 4K a month, and I didn't really put in a lot of effort for like outreaching, etc. Also, like I didn't really have a lot of experience with it. I always felt a bit like pushy if I texted someone or if I would send an email or text or whatever. And yeah, like I know you, and yeah, you have a lot of experience in like sales and appointment settings, etc. And I really don't prefer someone that just gives me like, hey, this is my course, and just find out what you have to do. So that's also one of the reasons why I really wanted to start, or why I wanted to start working with you, because it was really like a one-on-one thing. And so if I had any questions or needed some feedback, then I could just ask you instead of, just follow a course and like that's it. So yeah, like because of your experience and also because it was a one-on-one, coaching.
Yeah, fair. And like you said, like you weren't doing a lot of marketing or like sales follow-ups. Like how were you getting your clients at that time then? Like what were the activities?
Because I did dropshipping, I have a really big e-com network and I know a lot of marketing agencies. So I'm still doing that, a lot of partnerships. So just through my own network that people know me and they are using some kind of email marketing agency, and through that email marketing agency they came to me, for example.
Got it. And like I remember in the beginning we started off with like your goals and where you wanted to head towards. Like what was the main gap in terms of like where you stand and where you wanted to go? Like what was the objective where you wanted to go and grow the agency to? Do you remember?
What was I think the gap was mostly the experience and also like me being too afraid kind of with like sales calls and the appointment setting to sound salesy, or like you know that people get annoyed from you, that they're like, I don't want to respond to this message, or like when I have like a sales call and it's very salesy, I'm like, it's kind of back off, you know.
Right, I remember that. I remember like I think you said like you didn't really want to hop on calls because they felt uncomfortable, and also within the DMs like it was a challenge. That's what I see with more people, right? Like how do you still engage with the leads while not being too pushy, right? So so okay, so there was like a knowledge gap or process when it comes to like lead acquisition, and you said they mainly came from your network, right? Is that correct? Like people who you already knew, those were like mainly your clients?
Yeah.
Can you maybe explain a bit like what is it that we exactly worked on to set up a more like sales and lead gen process for you?
We were especially focusing on the appointment setting and sales calls, and also making like a lead list with all the people, because I have a big network, so we made a list of all the people that could be like a client, and like we made it like a top 3 ranking kind of, and like ideal client, almost ideal, and like could be but not ideal yet, and so we had a good list of all those people that we could target, and then you also explained me a bit more about like the appointment setting, how I can structure like the messages so it doesn't look too much, and also with like follow-ups, because I'm not really a person that follow-ups a lot, or just like I would just like give them some time, but like a month, maybe 2 months even, and not follow up. So also like how to do that so it's not too like annoying, but you're still on top of their mind. And also with like sales calls, so like how to structure them, how to start a sales call, what to or also with like the sales pitch, and like just how to structure like the whole sales call.
Yeah, because that was, I guess, new to you as well, right? Like, how would you approach your sales calls before? Was there any structure, or like how did that go?
I just randomly did something. So I would just hop on a call with a new potential client, and I would just ask them like, okay, you planned a call with me, so tell me, that's it. Like no structure at all, or they would just start asking questions, and I would just respond.
Yeah,
so,
fair.
Yeah.
And so for you, it's a bit different from like how I've supported other clients. Like we didn't run any ads, we didn't focus on any specific content, right? It was just really on the network and seeing what the low-hanging fruit was, because you had a really good network to work with. So we like established the lead list. I still remember. Like what shifted once you got like more knowledge of the tools, the follow up, like how to do the DM conversations, like what shifted in the process, maybe for you yourself, and also in terms of like the results that you were seeing from the lead gen?
So I actually got a lot of responses, and also I got a lot of new clients from the DMs, which I didn't even expect at first. And I think I'm still getting like maybe, because of the DMs, maybe people they didn't immediately want to work with me, but also like a bit later, than like 1 month later, they're still like, because I'm still on top of their mind, so they're still like, we want to start Pinterest ads, so we're gonna ask Sue Lin for it. So you were asking what shifted, right? So
what shifted for you in terms of maybe like the mindset, as you said, like I just felt a bit awkward with like follow up and the sales calls, and also in terms of like the results.
So because of that, I also started to feel more confident about like sending out DMs, and just sending out the DMs actually. And the closing rate was also very high, also because a lot of people already knew me, and they also knew how I used to how my dropshipping business did while I was still doing that on Pinterest. So that also helps, but also like still like the whole process, because I got a lot of new clients out of it, and the rate of like calls and closing were very high, so that definitely also improved like the self-confidence in like sending out messages, going on sales calls, and
And I think one other really good component in it was like your prices, because I remember like the prices itself. I think when we started to talk, if I can say so, there was like some mindset challenges regarding like your prices of how much you could charge, but then looking at the amazing results that you were bringing to your clients, right? We kind of like shifted that belief to focus much more on outcome-based thinking instead of like cost-based thinking. But I'd love to hear like in your own words, like how that had affected your business, maybe your closing rate, when we started to increase your prices slowly.
Also definitely like that. Like I definitely used to ask very low fee. I was super cheap, and but also because of that, I think maybe some clients didn't really take me that serious, because like Pinterest is very slow, it's very slow platform. So like then we kind of did the opposite as well. So also because I got a lot of new clients, I was also raising the prices. Also probably subconsciously also a bit because like the scarcity, so I got like full after a while, so I didn't have time for any new clients anymore. Um, so
Yeah,
yeah,
we had to
because of
create a
all
waiting
the
list.
new, sorry?
We had to create a waiting list, I remember, for the amount of new clients you were getting.
Yeah. I had to because like my time was full. So yeah, like all the new clients and getting results and also results from new clients and also yeah, like building up even more experience because of all the new clients as well, like different niches, different countries, etc. So yeah, that definitely also raised like the value and also the confidence with like the closing, like people want to be my client, I can get results for them. I'm even getting like more clients and I'm starting to be full. So it kind of felt like I had to raise the prices instead of that I was feeling uncomfortable by raising them.
Hmm. It's
So that
often like the
shifted.
yeah, yeah. I'm happy you share that because it's not just about raising the price, but also obviously like how confidently you can actually pitch it to people and how confident you are about your own skill set, right? And I saw the skill set and the value that you were providing just wasn't reflected in the prices yet. Did you see any change in terms of like closing rate? Did that go down? Did it go up? Did it stay the same when you started to
No,
increase your prices?
yeah, until now it's still the same actually. Yeah.
Beautiful. And like you mentioned, just like we started around 4K. Do you remember like at the end of the program where we were revenue wise?
Yeah, well, yeah, it was doubled. It was
Doubled.
8K. Yeah, we doubled it. Actually, already in the first month, I think, we did that, like almost. And
Mm-hmm.
then, yeah, we did it very fast.
And I love like your as me like very linear thinking. So I remember we had like a very detailed like goal oriented list what we wanted to do, what we wanted to achieve, and miraculously like within I think the first 30 days we hit our first goal of like doubling the revenue, which was pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, it was very funny because we were both like, oh, let's just set the goal like ridiculously high, like even if we're not gonna make it, then we still hit a higher goal probably than we first had in mind. And then like after the first month, we looked back at that month and we were like, holy shit, we actually made it. Like, so yeah, that was very funny.
I
But
remember
yeah, very
that.
good.
What do you think are like the two, three main things that contributed to like the doubling of the revenue in your own words?
Um, yeah, I would definitely say like the whole thing with like the lead list, how to do the appointment setting and how to structure the sales calls, and also the one-on-one thing. So that if I had a question about like, I have this conversation with this guy and he is very interested, but like I had no idea what to say or whatever. Like I'm very not good with texting. That I could just ask feedback, like, oh, what would you recommend in this case? Or, yeah, that really definitely helped me because otherwise I might have just said something random or like scared them off.
Yeah, yeah, appreciate that. Maybe, yeah, thanks for saying that. And like, how did you just in general, like the support, the guidance, the program, how did you in general experience that in the couple months that we worked together?
So yeah, I was a very busy person. I'm still busy, but like at that time even more busy, especially with all the new clients. So yeah, what I really liked is that like I got like the main things and the calls where we kind of yeah talked about everything that we needed and like you explaining everything and but also like when I was like more busy that you could still give me some stuff to like learn and we still had the calls but it was like flexible like okay you're busy then yeah, like that it was flexible actually. Like that was the thing that I liked most about the whole traject.
Yeah, no, I remember indeed when we kind of shifted. I think we shifted from like, hey, the focus is on getting new clients, and then you're like, I'm too full. I need to focus on my back end, on some automation stuff. I remember like with your VA, we worked on some stuff. So then we kind of like put a little bit less emphasis, I think, on the lead gen, but more, I think, on like the sales calls, optimizing those things. So I see that with more clients, right? Like you build up, and in the beginning it's the lead gen problem up until you hit a point you're like, fuck, I'm full, and then you need to optimize the back end basically in order to make sure you can increase the front end again, so you can handle more clients while still keeping on point with your delivery, with the quality actually. So we have the same shift for you, right? It kind of like depends where you stand. I think last question also just will be good to hear in your own words, like from your experience of collaboration, what you've learned mainly about sales, appointment setting, in your experience, like who do you think this program or the support would be perfect for?
I think especially for people who struggle actually with the lead gen and that want to have like more clients, more new clients. Also with like sales calls where they kind of like struggle with closing people, because I think that's definitely a skill that you need to learn, like the sales calls, also the appointment setting, because for me that was where the most value was in this whole with the coaching. So I would say people who struggle with like lead gen, appointment setting, and sales calls.
Yeah, I think that's perfect. I'm happy you put that in your own words. See, a lot of people are good with like content, putting their stuff out there, but actually like turning it into business, understanding lead gen and sales, which is the bloodline of every business, is important. So I'm happy you experienced that in that way as well. I think that's it for me. I got a really good understanding. Was really happy to have you as a client. So thank you also for sharing. Thank you for sharing your experience. And
pleasure.
let's leave it at that. Thank you.
Thank you too. Thank you.